Here is $1,000. In Florida, that money is basically gone before you have even unpacked your bag. In Vietnam, that same $1,000 makes you feel like actual royalty for almost a whole week. Same money, two completely different lives. And once you see the gap side by side, you cannot unsee it. And we are going category by category: where you sleep, what you eat, how you get around, and the big bucket list experience, so you can watch your money stretch in one place and vanish in the other. So let's start where every trip starts, with where you sleep. A basic hotel in Orlando or Miami can easily run you around $200 a night or more once you add the taxes and the resort fees they love to sneak on. A hotel which is clean, fine, nothing special, and you are already burning a fifth of your whole budget on one single night. Stay 4 nights and your $1,000 is almost gone before you have done a single fun thing. Now watch what happens in Vietnam. In Hanoi, you can book a 5-star hotel, and I mean a real one. A gold-covered palace with a rooftop infinity pool and a fancy heated toilet with a remote control for around $97 a night. That is less than half of the boring Florida room. And if you want a seriously high-end luxury boutique hotel in one of the best parts of the city, you are looking at about $220 a night. But here is the thing, you do not even need to spend that. A clean, comfortable, genuinely nice room in Vietnam can run you $30 to $50 a night all day long. So already, before we go one step further, your money is doing 3 or 4 times the work. Now let's talk about food. In Florida, a sit-down dinner for one is easily $25 to $35 once you add a drink and a tip, and a theme park hot dog and a soda can run you almost $20. Eat out 3 times a day like that, and you are dropping $60 or $70 a day just to feed yourself. In Vietnam, that same $60 could feed you for most of a week. There is a legendary little spot in Hanoi where a former US president actually sat down and ate, and that famous meal costs you about $6. A bowl of pho that fills you up and fuels your whole morning is about $3. A great coffee is $2, and a local one is closer to 50 cents. So you can clearly see the difference. Now let's talk about getting around, because transport is one of those hidden costs that quietly drains a Florida trip. In Florida, you almost have to rent a car, and that is $50 to $70 a day, plus gas, plus parking, and parking at the big attractions can be $30 on its own. So you are paying just to sit in traffic and then paying again to park. In Vietnam, you barely think about it. You grab a motorbike taxi through an app, and a 25-minute ride across the city can cost you about $1.25. A ride from the airport to your hotel can be around $10. So for the price of 1 day of parking in Orlando, you could cover a week of short local rides in Vietnam. And if you are staying a while and you are legally licensed to ride in Vietnam, you can rent your own scooter for around $30 to $50 a month, with a full tank of gas costing about $3 and lasting you over a week. Now let's get to the big one, the bucket list experiences. In Florida, the big splurge is a day at the theme parks. A single day ticket is around $150 per person now, before you have bought a drink, a snack, or a souvenir. Add parking and food inside, and one magical day for a couple is easily $400 gone, and you go home that same night. In Vietnam, take that same kind of money, and you can sometimes board a luxury cruise ship through Ha Long Bay for around $400 a night, with meals and activities included. You can kayak through this unreal landscape while you float past giant green cliffs rising out of the sea. One is a hot, crowded day in a line. The other is 2 days of feeling like you own the ocean. Same kind of money, and it is not even close. And let's not forget the nights out, because this is where Florida really picks your pocket. In Miami, a single cocktail at a decent bar is $16 to $20. And if you want a table at a club, you are into hundreds of dollars before the night even starts. In Vietnam, there is a whole street in Hanoi where the beers cost about 45 cents each. Not a typo, 45 cents. A proper cocktail at a rooftop bar with a view over the whole city is around $6 at happy hour. So a big night out that would cost you $150 in Florida might cost you $15 in Vietnam. And let me actually add this all up for you, because the final number is wild. Mix a few nights in those $30 to $50 rooms with cheap local food, low-cost rides, and even one serious luxury splurge, and you can still build a 4-day Vietnam trip that stays under $1,000. You can eat well, stay somewhere genuinely nice, move around constantly, and still have room in the budget for something memorable. Now try doing the 5-star version of 4 days in Florida on the same $1,000, and that budget disappears a whole lot faster. Now I want to be real with you for a second, because this cuts both ways. That same $1,000 is not just a vacation in Vietnam. It can get you close to a whole month of a really good life in a city like Da Nang. People are renting beautiful apartments near the beach for under $500 a month, eating out every day, hitting the gym, getting weekly massages, and still keeping their total under $1,000 for the entire month. That is why so many remote workers and retirees are quietly moving over there. But I will keep it honest with you. Do not believe anyone who says you can live like a king on nothing. A comfortable long-term life still means budgeting for health insurance, the hot months, and the real cost of actually living somewhere. The value is incredible, but it is real value, not magic. And here is one thing I really want you to hear, because it matters. The point of a comparison like this is not to look down on Florida, Vietnam, or the people who live in either place. Vietnam feels affordable to you as a visitor because you are arriving with stronger outside currency, while the people who live there earn and spend in a completely different economy. So enjoy the value, but respect the place that gives it to you. Learn a few words, support local businesses, be generous when you can, and remember that cheap for you does not mean cheap for everyone. That is how you travel on a budget without treating the destination like one. And the biggest thing I want you to take from this video is to stop asking only, how much money do I have? And start asking, where is my money worth the most? Because sometimes the difference between feeling broke and feeling rich is not earning more. It is changing the map. Flex hard, spend smart.